this video, we're going to look at solving linear equations that have slightly more complicated fractions on either one or both sides of the equation. So in the first one, I've got 5 divided by 2x plus 1 equals 3. Well, I want to get rid of my 2x plus 1 because I'm dividing by at the moment. So to do the inverse, I'm going to multiply by 2x plus 1. And I'm going to do that to both sides. So I know when I multiply 5 over 2x plus 1, by 2x plus 1, my 2x plus 1's cancel each other out, just to leave me with my 5. And then on this side, I'm going to get 3 times 2x plus 1. So as we've seen in a previous video, I can multiply my 3 by the 2x and then my 3 by the 1 to multiply out that bracket. So I'm left with 5, which equals 3 times 2x is 6x, and 3 times plus 1 is plus 3. Now, I've got 5, which equals 6 times x plus 3. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is get rid of my plus 3. So I subtract 3 from both sides to keep the equations balanced. So 5 minus 3 is 2, and 6x plus 3 minus 3 is just 6x. Next thing I need to do is get rid of my times 6. So to get rid of times 6, I divide by 6 on both sides. So this side, it's going to be 2 divided by 6. And 6x divided by 6, 6 cancel out to give us 1, so it's just going to be 1x like that. Now, this would be my final solution, apart from the fact that this fraction is not in its simplest form yet. So I need to put it in its simplest form. And to do that, I divide the numerator and the denominator by a common number, and that common number is going to be 2. So I end up with 2 divided by 2, which is 1, and 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So x equals a third, and that's my solution. But I prefer to have the x on the other side, so I just rewrite it. So x equals a third. Now, if we look at the second example, I've got 3 divided by x plus 1, and that equals 5 divided by x minus 4. Now, because I've got a fraction on both sides, I'm going to take it very slowly and get rid of each fraction individually. So the first thing I'm going to get rid of is this x plus 1. So how do I get rid of divided by x plus 1? Times by x plus 1. So, times by x plus 1. And I do that to both sides. So 3 divided by x plus 1 times x plus 1 is just going to be 3, because the x plus 1's cancel each other out. And then here I've got 5 divided by x minus 4 times x plus 1. Now, I'm going to neaten this side up a bit. So I end up with 3 equals, and I want to write it all as one fraction. And as we did in another video, when we multiplied fractions, we remember that's over 1. So I just do the numerators by each other. So 5 times x plus 1 is going to be 5x plus 1. And then x minus 4 times 1 is just going to be x minus 4. So now I have a fraction on this side that I want to get rid of. So how do I get rid of divide by x minus 4? Times by x minus 4. And do that to both sides. So on this side, I'm going to have 3 times x minus 4. And I know on this side, when I do 5x plus 1s divided by x minus 4 times x minus 4, the x minus 4's cancel, just to leave me with my 5x plus 1. Now we've got a bracket on both sides, and we've done another video on this, so I'll run through it quickly. We need to multiply out our brackets. So we do 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times minus 4, which is minus 12. And that equals, and we do the same to this side, 5 times x and 5 times 1 will give me 5x plus 5. Okay, now what I need to do is I look for my smallest x, and again we did this in another video, so my smallest x is going to be 3x, and I'm going to try and get rid of my 3x. So how do I get rid of plus 3x? Because it's not got the negative sign there, so it's obviously a positive number. I get rid of plus 3x by subtracting 3x. And of course I do that to both sides. So 3x minus 12 minus 3x is going to give me just minus 12, because plus 3x minus 3x is 0. And on this side, we've got 5x plus 5 minus 3x. So that leaves me with just 2 x's and a plus 5. So now we've got our equation slightly simpler. We've got minus 12 equals 2x plus 5. So we're multiplying the x by 2 and then adding 5. So let's get rid of that plus 5. So we minus it, because that's the inverse. So minus 12 minus 5 is going to give me minus 17. And 2x plus 5 minus 5 is just 2x. Now we've got 2 x's and I only want the 1. So how do we get rid of times 2? We divide by 2 on both sides. So here we're going to have minus 17 divided by 2. And that's going to be 2x divided by 2 is going to give me x. So now I know that x equals minus 17 over 2. But this is not in its simplest form. So we know that as it's a minus, we're going to have a negative number. And then how many 2's go into 17? Well, that's going to be 8. And remainder 1 over 2. Because 8 times 2 is 16, so we've got our last half as a remainder, and that equals x. And then I'm going to rewrite it how I like it. So x equals minus 8.5. And that is my final solution.
Okay, Mary, so let's have a look at this one. So solve x plus 2x equals 12. So what do you think you do first?
Okay, well, I want x on its own, so I would put x equals 12 minus 2x.
Okay, so a lot of the time we want to get x by itself, but what we want to do first is get all of these x's together. So can you see anything we can do with this? Get all these together in one place.
Oh, okay, it's 3x, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
3x equals 12. Oh, and so x equals 4.
Brilliant, spot on, well done.